The ground beneath your feet is younger than you think. Almost everything around you exists because the world survived an ending. Not the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. Not the rise of humanity. A different disaster. One that quietly reshaped every coastline on Earth. Around 20,000 years ago, the planet looked completely different. Massive ice sheets covered much of North America, Northern Europe, and Asia. Some were more than 40 kilometers thick. Sea levels were about 120 meters lower than today. Entire continents were connected by dry land. You could have walked from Siberia into Alaska. No boat needed. The North Sea was not a sea. It was a vast grassy plain filled with rivers and animals. Today, archaeologists call it Doggerland. Thousands of people once hunted there.
Then, almost as suddenly as the warming had begun, the planet lurched backward. About 12,900 years ago, temperatures across much of the northern hemisphere dropped dramatically. Scientists called this period the Younger Dryas. Within only a few decades, some regions sealed by several degrees. To a human lifetime, it must have felt as if winter had returned to reclaim the Earth. The cause is still debated. One leading explanation points to a massive pulse of fresh water from glacial lakes pouring into the North Atlantic. Fresh water is lighter than salty ocean water. That sudden flood may have disrupted the Atlantic meridional overturning circulation, the enormous system of currents that carries heat around the planet. Without those warm currents, much of the northern hemisphere cooled rapidly. Another idea suggests a cosmic impact. Some researchers have proposed that fragments of a comet exploded above Earth's surface. The evidence remains controversial. Most climate scientists continue to favor changes in ocean circulation rather than the impact of it. The debate continues because nature rarely leaves perfect records. Ice cores become one of our best witnesses.
Yet this story is not only about the past, it is also about us. The stable climate of the Holocene allowed civilization to flourish, but stability is never guaranteed. Today, satellites measure Earth's changing surface every single day. Researchers monitor glaciers from space. They track sea levels to the millimeter. They measure shrinking ice sheets in Greenland and Antarctica. The results are remarkably consistent. The planet is warming again. Unlike the end of the last ice age, this warming is happening alongside rapidly increasing greenhouse gases produced by human activity. Scientists from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, known as the IPCC, have concluded that human influence is now the dominant driver of recent global warming. That conclusion is supported by thousands of studies from researchers around the world. The exact pace of future changes depends on decisions